Hello and welcome to my channel, Kay's Hot Mess Express. If you're new here, welcome. Please let me know down in the comments so I could say hi to you. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back to another one of my videos. So if you are new here, welcome. I am decluttering my entire house. So I'm first starting in the kitchen. I've already done a few videos on my kitchen drawers and my junk drawers. This week I'm working on my kitchen cabinets. Now, I mentioned in last week's video that my goal for this week is to go through all of my upper cabinets and declutter the things that I don't need, and to find all the lids with the cups with lids, or that need lids. We are a big cups with lids family. I have a water cup with me at all times that has a lid and a straw. However, everything is scattered all throughout my kitchen, and I even have a random cabinet in my son's playroom. So we are going to go through all of these, find the cups that need lids or have lids so I can declutter them, and just kind of go through the kitchen overall and declutter all of the things that I don't need. Now, if you are on a decluttering journey like myself, I'd love to hear what you're working on this week so I can root you on as well. I'm in my third week of being fully committed to decluttering, and I've been sticking to my kitchen. Now, I have found that it's a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. Just trying to figure out places to put things, or trying to decide in general if it's something that I want to keep or not. So I'd love to hear if you guys are going through this journey as well, what you struggle with as well, and that way we can all support each other. So as we go through all of these clips of me decluttering, you're going to notice that things look a little different, or you can kind of tell that I'm wearing something different, or I have my hair down, things of that nature. Now, when I have been decluttering, I am working in little bits of time, so I am not just doing this all in one day. So for example, for this cabinet, this is all I got done for that day. Now, I ended up having to move those cups up into that empty space that there was left because I needed to use the kitchen to cook dinner and things of that nature. Now, once I found a box that I could put all of the glass cups that I wanted to get rid of, that's when I started working on it. So like I said, I'm doing this in little chunks of time across different days. I believe for these cabinets I did 3 or 4 different days, so that's why it's all going to kind of look a little different. Everybody's different. Some people want to do it all in one day, but for me and my schedule, it works best for me to do it in little chunks of time. Now, we generally do not have glass items in our home. We have 2 feral boys, so usually we don't keep glass items for anything. However, a lot of these cups are more sentimental. The red cup is from a trip that him and I took together. The rest of these cups are from units that my husband was in. He was in the Army for 18 years. He was active duty infantry. He did deploy 6 times. So a lot of these glass cups are from like a military ball or a gift that was given to him when he left the unit, things of that nature. So we're going to keep those. Okay, so then here is what I consider my largest cabinet that I have in my kitchen, at least for my upper cabinets. So a lot of this is going to be moved into a different area. I would like to move the shaker bottles in with the cups, but I don't know if they're going to fit. So we're going to have to wait and see once I get to that point. I have lots of cups that don't have lids. So those are going to go to my kitchen or my dining room table so I can kind of go through that. I also found this, I think this is supposed to weigh, like keep track, when I was going through a phase of keeping track of how much my food weighed, like the ounces or whatever, but I haven't used it in forever, so I'll probably get rid of it. We'll move the shakers out of here for now, but like I said, I'm not sure if they are going to stay out. I'm going to have to go through everything and kind of figure out what I want to do there. And then we have just a little random stuff that needs to go in different places. Now, by the time I clean out this cabinet, I had to move you guys over a little bit. I'm going to have a lot of free space, I'm hoping anyways. So when I go through my lower cabinets next week, I'll be able to move some of my smaller appliances that I want to have easy access to up here. So that's the plan anyways. We're going to see how it all goes once I get there. But that's the plan for this particular cabinet. So once I move everything out of the cabinet, I am going to go find some wipes and wipe down the actual shelves, because I don't know when the last time it was that I wiped down these shelves. They aren't dirty. They don't look dirty anyways, but I figured since I have everything cleaned out, I might as well wipe them down. So this orange cup is a complete mystery to me. I have no idea where it came from. I couldn't see it from ground level where I was standing. So I don't know if it was there when we moved in 5 years ago. I don't know. But I feel like my husband would have noticed it at least because he's 6 foot. I'm 5'4", so he's taller. He could see things better than I can. But anywho, we're going to get rid of it because I don't know where it came from. So we're going to give this a quick wipe down. Then I'm going to put the bowls and the plates back where I want them to go. And I will put the food saver back up there. So everything's in its spot that it needs to go to for now. And then once I find my small appliances, I will add them into the cabinet. Now we're going to move on to the black hole of the kitchen, which is this center cabinet. It has the most random things in there. The things I found, I kind of laughed because I had purchased a brand new crock pot because I could not find the lid to the Ninja crock pot that we have. Well, I ended up finding it in here. So I'm like, well, I have a brand new crock pot, so I'll probably donate or try to sell the other crock pot that I have. Now I have the lid for. So yeah, that was kind of funny. And then I found some accessories to my Instapot. I found this brand new microwavable steamer thing. I'll probably donate that because my theory is if it's been sitting in here that long, then I apparently don't need it that bad. I even found the extra tub for my what is it, Abyssal Crosswave, I think is what I have. Found more stuff for the Instapot. My mother-in-law, who passed away 3 years ago, her cell phone's still sitting in here. I'm going to find all sorts of party stuff, organization stuff, the lid to the Ninja that I thought I've lost, my husband's beloved ale horn that he only uses once a year at this point because we're old and we have young children. He will take this with us, take it with us to my family reunion and use his ale horn for some daddy drink. That's the only time he uses it, but we're going to have to keep it. Finding random cups, just absolute randomness is what is in this cabinet. So I finally got everything out of this cabinet. Now I'm going to try to hoist myself up here to wipe down the counters. It's quite the feat for me. I just had to move everything that I put on the counter because, like I have said, I don't have a whole lot of counter space to try to kind of get up there and wipe down the cabinets. Now, these cabinets were disgusting. I don't know if something spilled or what. I'm going to try to show you in the camera, but it does not do it justice. It was way worse than what the wipe shows on camera. But I got it all cleaned up. I found the spot. I have no idea what it was that you could kind of see. Yeah, it showed pretty well, I guess. But I had to go through this with multiple wipes to get everything clean. So this is what I call the boys cabinet. This is where I put all the boys' water bottles, their cups, their lunchbox items are supposed to go in here. They have lots of like lunchbox, I don't know what Bentgo boxes, I guess is what you would call them. They have quite a few of those that I want to put up here, but I just can't because it's so cluttered. There's so many things that are missing pieces. I'm not even sure if we have them all. A lot of the stuff is going to go to the table for me to sort through just so I can figure out what I do and do not have. Okay, so while I was cleaning all that out, I did add a little bit of music instead of me just talking the whole time. I thought it was nice sounding music. Let me know if that's something that you guys like or not. I'm still trying to play around with how I want to structure these videos. So feel free to leave me a comment down below. Maybe you'd like to hear me ramble instead of music. I don't know. Just let me know how you feel about it in the comments. After finishing this cabinet, I thought I was done, but then it dawned on me that I completely forgot about the cabinet in the playroom that has a bunch more of the cups with lids, and there's a thing of lids. So I'm going to grab all of this and take it to the table to sort through. All right, friends, here's all the cups with lids. I also have a bag of donation already and a bag of trash. Not a whole lot in there yet, but I have a feeling I'm going to be putting a lot in there. So I'm going to first kind of walk you through my thought process. So that blue bin that I just had in my hand, I'm going to find any stray like lids I find, I'm going to throw in there for now. I'm first taking all the cups out that have lids already, because when I walked up to this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. So I'm like, okay, let's first pull the cups out that already have lids. So they are kind of separated from everything else and I can kind of see where we're at. So that is what I started doing in the beginning. Now that I got all those sorted, I'm going to go through this basket of lids to see if I can find the cups that each of these lids belong to. So this particular day, my boys were home with me. And if you are new here, my youngest son, Declan, he is 5, he is on the spectrum, and he's big into stimming. So this particular day, he was spinning around in circles and just saying like, oh no, like he was reenacting a show. I think it was Blaze that he was reenacting today, by spinning in a circle and saying that he was gonna save his monster truck. So yeah, it was a little chaotic this particular day that I was trying to do this, but I wanted to get it done. I did feel really overwhelmed. I don't know if it was just because I was overstimulated. It's funny because my boys are sensory seekers, but I'm sensory sensitive. So they're loud and I like quiet. So I don't know how this happened, but here I am. So I was feeling, a little overstimulated, but we made it through. I was able to get through all of these, so that it all worked out. Okay, so now we're going to go through all of these cups that did have lids. Anything that did not have lids that was supposed to, I did just go ahead and throw away because I have no use for them. So now I'm going to go through the cups and figure out which ones I actually want. These cups are called Valis cups. They're souvenir cups from the pumpkin patch that we always go to. I have some, particular water cups that I like. I love this cup. It's my favorite cup. It says either serial killer documentaries or Christmas movies, either slayin' or slayin', because I'm a crime junkie and I love Christmas. So one of my favorite cups, a friend of mine made it for me, so I am definitely going to keep that. So I actually just remembered the bag of straws and the little springs for my husband's shaker cups. So I'm going to pull all these out and see if I can find the cups that they belong to. So after going through all of those, I decided that, these straws don't go into anything important. So I am just going to get rid of them and just kind of be done with it, because at this point I was getting so tired. So I was like, I have the cups that I absolutely know will want to keep. So I'm just going to move on from this and, start putting stuff back into the cabinets. All right, so this is all we have left from all of those cups that were on the table. So this is way less overwhelming. So now we're going to start to put everything away. So before I put all of those cups back into the cabinet, I do want to kind of move these shelves a little bit. I want to move the shelf that has all of the glasses, like the glasses, up a little bit. That way all of the teal cups, like the plastic cups, could fit up there. And I had grabbed the tallest water bottle that was in that group on the table to see if I can maneuver things to where everything will fit underneath it, plus have all the teal cups in the section in the middle, and then the glass ones on top. Now, initially, I did have these shaker bottles for my husband in this cabinet, but I ended up taking those out and putting them in the other cabinet because there just wasn't enough space for those, plus all of the cups with lids and straws. So now that I got all that done, I'm going to hang up my straw holder. I bought this on Amazon. I'll leave it down in my description box. So I actually rent my house. So I decided to put command strips on the back of these instead of the sticky adhesive because I didn't know how well that would come off when we, go to move and we don't want to have the cabinets ruined. So I just put some command strips that I put on the back of these to hold up the container. So this is the finished product. I'm super happy with how everything turned out. I'm gonna be able to find all of my straws. They're gonna be in one spot, and my cups and everything. So now we're going to move on to the boys' cabinet. So here's where I've been keeping the majority of the boys' lunch items and water bottles. So I'm definitely excited to get the boys' cabinet all organized. Now I am going to put this straw holder because the boys do have some cups that have straws. This came with the adult straws. So it was a 2-pack. It's all one purchase. If you decide to purchase it, I'm going to do the same thing. Instead of putting the adhesive that it came with, I'm going to use command strips for these. Okay, so now we're going to put everything in this cabinet. I am using this little white container that I already had around the house to hold the boys' utensils for their lunch boxes. I'm putting the lunchbox items in the center area so they're easy to see. And then I'm going to be putting all of the water bottles on the lower section. I should have measured it out to see if all the water bottles would fit with their lids, but that's okay. I decided to take some of the lids off and put them in that white container. So this isn't perfect, but it will work for now. I didn't want to buy a whole lot of extra items to help organize for this house, so I'm just kind of working with what I've got. I'll just take some of the lids off and put them in that little white container. All right, so here is the finished product for the boys' cabinet. I'm so happy. Everything's consolidated. I could see where everything is. I could find everything for their lunches, so I'm super happy with how this turned out. We might make some changes later. And here's a quick look at the center cabinet. Not a whole lot in there, but we'll see what happens when we go through my lower cabinets. And then here is a look at my big cabinet. So I'm really happy with how everything turned out. If this video was helpful at all to you, please be sure to smash that like button, comment, and subscribe to my channel so I can continue to grow. And we'll see you next week.